This is Dovrefjell National Park. It is almost 30 degrees below zero and the sun has just set. It is our third day up here, trying to photograph the muskox, and we've been at it for almost 7 hours.
I shall not sugarcoat it. It's been cold.
Yes, it is cold, but with cold weather comes great light, and I have not seen such beautiful subdued light since the last time I visited Svalbard. I was in the middle of Dovrefjell with 3 fellow photographers, and there were animals all around us. I was watching an incredible sunset, and I was desperately trying to thaw the water in my drinking bottle. This is how the tale ends, but how did it begin? It all started with a text message from my friend Trond Westby asking me if I would join him and 2 others on their annual trip photographing muskox in Dovrefjell National Park. As any sane person would do, I said yes, and I started reading all I could find about the muskox. And a few weeks later I was done packing and out the door, and on my way to meet the lads in Stavanger.
Welcome aboard Fjord 1, Stavanger. Please pay attention to the following safety information. In the event of an emergency, an alarm will sound over the loudspeaker system. This alarm will be followed by information. If it becomes necessary to evacuate the ferry, it will take place from the launch.
The muskox lives around 20 to 25 years. It can grow all the way up to 2.5 meters, and a normal sized animal weighs around maybe 200 to 400 kilograms. But here's the rub. The closest relative to the muskox is actually sheep and goats. Right now I'm on my way to Stavanger to meet up with my good friend Trond Westby, which some of you might remember from this video right here, where we photographed the black grouse. Also joining us on this trip are Clifford James and a guy called 𝐔𝐒𝐃. All 3 of those are experienced muskox photographers and have been at this for many years. Myself, this is the first time I'm doing it, and I am really looking forward to it.
The drive up to Dovrefjell following the route we had to take is about 13 hours. In other words, a proper road trip through beautiful Norway. We had of course checked the weather forecast before we traveled. We knew it was going to be a tad cold. But as we were driving, the closer we got, the temperatures dropped further and further down on the blue side of the scale. We started wondering, just how cold is this adventure going to be?
We finally made it to the place we're gonna sleep. This place is called Dovrefjell, and we're gonna sleep in that cabin right behind me. We're finally here, and I'm gonna get a good night's sleep, so I'm ready for some muskox tomorrow morning. But it's getting real cold, so I'm going to go inside. Good night, everyone. Hello everyone, and good morning, and welcome to beautiful cold Dovrefjell. I've slept like a baby, and the sun is about to rise behind me. There's a slight change in plans. The plan still is today that we're gonna photograph the muskox, but 2 of the guys inside the cabin had a tip about a hawk owl which is lurking in these hills very close by. So we have brought some dead mice with us, so we're gonna try to lure it down and see if we can't get a photograph of it. So this is gonna be really exciting. I've never done photography like this before. All the three boys inside the hut are wildlife photographers and they're really good at it. So I'm very curious to see if I can get something which will be close to their work, but we'll see. They have bigger lenses than I have. So we're gonna go and find the hawk owl, and after that we're gonna drive and walk way deep into Dovrefjell and see if we can't find a muskox. So this is gonna be a very exciting day.
When you travel to new places, it is always nice to know some locals who can give you some tips about exciting places or wildlife opportunities. A friend of Trond Westby, 𝐆𝐄𝐃𝐑, lives in the area and are running guided photo tours up in Dovrefjell. I would like to take the opportunity to thank him for giving us tips on where to find the animals while we were up there. And while I'm at it, if you are looking for a musk ox guide on your next trip to Dovrefjell, I can recommend 𝐆𝐿. I'll leave a link to his page in the description.
Right behind me now, in that tree, sits the hawk owl. It was Cliff who saw it from the car, so we pulled over. I'm gonna try to lure it down so we can photograph it as it gets down and gets the prey. This is really exciting. I've never done something like this before, so this is my first time.
I photograph landscapes. I seldom use autofocus, and I know next to nothing about photographing birds of prey. I know very little about owl behavior, the do's and don'ts of baiting, how to find them or approach them, and I only learned about the back button focus technique in the car on my way back home from Dovrefjell. By the way, did you know we have 9 species of owls here in Norway? But what I do know is my gear. I know what it can do, and more importantly, I know what it can't do. I love my 100 to 300 micro four thirds lens, and I use it all the time for landscapes. But I cannot pretend and use it like it's a fixed 500mm 2.8 ultra fast glass premium 2000 with a 3.5 teleconverter from space. That's not how the world works. In addition to this lens, I would also use the 70 to 200mm on the S1. But I also needed the S1 to film the thing. So you win some, you lose some. I needed a plan. By focusing manual with the 100 to 300mm in burst mode, you change from this to this. And I figured that if I could find out where Trond would throw the dead mice, and if I could manually focus on that spot during the few seconds it takes before the owl swoops down, I would have a fighting chance for a photograph of the owl, talons stretched. The only challenge was, as I have said so many times now, it was almost 30 degrees Celsius below zero. And cold fingers are bad tools.
I was not ready for that. Well. We've used 2 mice and status on my end so far. I got nothing. I absolutely have nothing. But it was really fun and exciting.
And I think a few more tries, and I think we might be able to get something. As you can see now, the sun has climbed over the hill, which gives us this beautiful scene right here. So it's all gonna go uphill from now on.
To sek.
Sekker dere. Jeg ser den ikke. Jeg ser ikke ansiktet på den. Kom her.
Det bommer jeg. The thing is that I actually get so carried away that I forget that it's the first time I see a hawk owl. To see it sit in the trees and just try to capture it, it's magnificent. I love it, but it's very difficult, at least when it's almost minus 30 degrees and the fingers won't cooperate like they normally do. But boy, this was quite an experience. I think I have one or two photographs that works. I hope. I really, really hope. Did you get any?
I think so. It was really, really nice. It's so fast, that owl there, but I think I got some sharp shots. But it's so awesome to see the owl again. It's been a long time since I've seen it. So yeah, really good.
And afterwards now we're going to see the muskox.
Yeah, we are, and I can't wait to see the muskox again. Beautiful animal, and long hikes, but so nice when we find them.
So, Mr. Clifford.
Hey.
Did you get any photographs of the hawk owl?
Not right now. In the last couple of photos, I think I might have gotten something, but almost did. But it's just slightly out of focus.
And the muskox afterwards. You ready for that?
Yeah, love the muskox. Definitely want to photograph them, and I'm hoping for something pretty great. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to see how that goes once we find the muskox first. Anyway. But definitely going to be an enjoyable trip, that's for sure.
We're going to get to the car and then we're going to drive up into the mountains and start our search for the muskox. This is going to be a spectacular day. I think I'll end the first episode from Dovrefjell here. As a landscape photographer who tagged along on a wildlife photography trip, it was very interesting to learn and see behind the scenes on this day. I felt like a fly on the wall. You know the feeling when you got to join one of your parents at work and learn about their secret world. However, I'm not so sure that I will fully convert to bird photography yet. For that, I think I am too fond of moving and walking. It was a day full of learning, and although it is always fun to learn new things, I could not wait to get my frozen body back into the car and head into the mountains and look for the muskoxen. There will be way more of that in the next episode. In the meantime, take care and stay safe.